Angel Reese, the fierce and talented rising star of women's basketball, is making headlines once again, but this time it's not just for her dominant performances on the court. The entire sports world was stunned when NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal, yes, Shaq, reportedly rejected her in a way that no one saw coming. And just when you thought the drama couldn't get any more intense, Caitlin Reese's longtime rival, dropped a bombshell that is about to change the WNBA forever. What did Shaq say to Angel that sparked her explosive reaction, and how did Caitlin Clark's unexpected move shake up the league? Let's dive into this gripping story that has everyone talking.
First time watching her play as a pro, and I get to see Caitlin Clark up close in person, so looking forward to the game.
Angel Reese is no stranger to the spotlight. From her standout college career at LSU to her swift rise as one of the most promising talents in the WNBA, Reese has always thrived under pressure. Known for her tenacity, skill, and passion, she's a player who demands respect on and off the court. Fans adore her for her fearlessness, but with that success comes heightened scrutiny. And this latest drama surrounding her and NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is something no one saw coming. It all started when Shaq, an outspoken supporter of women's basketball, was asked in an interview whether Angel Reese could be the face of the WNBA. Shaq, who had previously heaped praise on Reese after her dominant college performances, surprised everyone with a measured response. "Angel's got the talent, no doubt. She's one of the best out there," Shaq said. "But she's still got a lot to prove if she wants to be the face of the WNBA. It's not just about what you do on the court. It's how you carry yourself, handle the media, and make the league better as a whole." While Shaq's comments were meant to be constructive, Reese reportedly didn't take them well. She had been riding high after being hailed as the next big thing in the WNBA, and hearing a basketball icon like Shaq suggest that she still had more to prove was a blow. After all, Reese had been breaking records and elevating her game in ways that few players her age had done. In her mind, she was already among the elite. According to insiders, Reese felt disrespected by Shaq's remarks, and the frustration quickly spilled over onto social media. Angel, known for her fiery personality, went on a Twitter rant shortly after the interview aired. "I've been grinding my whole life and I don't need anyone telling me what I need to do to prove myself," she tweeted. "Respect is earned, not given, and I've earned mine." Her fans rallied behind her, with many voicing their displeasure over Shaq's comments. Some believed that Shaq was holding Reese to an unfair standard, while others felt that his words were a necessary reality check for a player still early in her professional career. Regardless of where people stood, one thing was clear: Angel Reese wasn't going to let anyone, not even a legend like Shaq, undermine her accomplishments. But while this drama was unfolding, Caitlin Clark was making headlines for an entirely different reason. Clark, who had developed a fierce rivalry with Reese during their college days, had always been the yin to Reese's yang. While Reese thrived on emotion and physical play, Clark was known for her poise, sharp shooting, and cerebral approach to the game. Their contrasting styles made for compelling matchups, and their rivalry became one of the most talked about stories in women's basketball. Just as the media frenzy around Reese's reaction to Shaq was heating up, Clark dropped a bombshell that shocked the entire WNBA. In a move no one saw coming, Caitlin Clark announced that she was spearheading a groundbreaking initiative aimed at changing the future of women's basketball forever. Partnering with several influential figures in sports and media, Clark unveiled a new investment fund that would provide financial backing and resources to grassroots women's basketball programs across the country. The initiative, which Clark dubbed Game Changers, wasn't just a financial contribution. It was a comprehensive plan to reshape the landscape of women's sports. The fund would support training facilities, mentorship programs, and media exposure for young female athletes, with a particular focus on underserved communities. Clark's goal? To ensure that the next generation of women's basketball players had the resources and opportunities to succeed at every level, from middle school to the pros. This move was unprecedented. While male athletes had long been involved in philanthropy and business ventures off the court, Clark was the first WNBA player to launch a project of this magnitude. Her vision wasn't just about expanding her own brand, it was about lifting up an entire community of young athletes and pushing the sport forward in ways that had never been done before. The timing of Clark's announcement couldn't have been more perfect. As the media was consumed with Angel Reese's spat with Shaq, Clark's initiative shifted the narrative to something far more positive. She was praised across the board, not only for her leadership, but for her commitment to growing the game in a meaningful way. Media outlets hailed her as a trailblazer and a visionary, and social media was flooded with support for her new project. But the juxtaposition of Clark's announcement and Reese's public frustration created an even deeper divide between the two players in the eyes of fans and analysts. While Clark was being celebrated as a selfless leader looking to change the game for the better, Reese was painted as overly emotional and combative. The rivalry that had been simmering between the two stars now had an off-court dimension, as their contrasting approaches to fame, leadership, and responsibility were being scrutinized. As the WNBA season progressed, both players continued to perform at an elite level, but the tension between them became even more palpable. Every game they played was analyzed through the lens of their rivalry, and fans eagerly anticipated the next time they would face off on the court. For Angel Reese, the drama surrounding Shaq's comments didn't just fade away. In the games following her public outburst, it became clear that she was playing with a chip on her shoulder. Every point, every rebound, every defensive stop was made with a ferocity that showed she was determined to silence her critics. Her performances were nothing short of spectacular, reminding everyone why she had been hailed as one of the future faces of the WNBA in the first place. But for Reese, the pressure to prove herself became a constant theme in her young career. Whether it was dealing with the media or handling expectations from basketball legends like Shaq, she had to navigate the complexities of being a star in a league that's still fighting for mainstream recognition. Her journey was one of passion, resilience, and defiance, and while it often put her at odds with the establishment, it also made her one of the most compelling figures in women's sports. Meanwhile, Caitlin continued to solidify her legacy as not just a great player, but a leader both on and off the court. The success of her Game Changers initiative drew attention from major sponsors and investors, and soon her vision was becoming a reality. Youth basketball programs across the country were receiving much-needed support, and Clark's influence was being felt far beyond the court. Her ability to stay focused on the bigger picture while excelling as an athlete set her apart from many of her peers. Clark had always been seen as a player with a high basketball IQ, but now she was showing that her vision for the game extended beyond her own personal achievements. She was thinking about the future of the WNBA, the players who would come after her, and how to leave a lasting impact on the sport she loved. As the season drew to a close, the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark showed no signs of slowing down. Their contrasting personalities and approaches to fame had captured the imagination of fans, creating one of the most compelling storylines in women's basketball. Every game, every interview, and every social media post became part of a larger narrative about what it means to be a leader in the WNBA. In the end, both Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are shaping the future of women's basketball in their own ways. For Reese, the rejection from Shaq may have stung, but it also fueled her determination to prove that she's capable of being the face of the WNBA. Her passion and drive are unmatched, and her ability to channel that energy into her game is what makes her one of the most exciting players to watch. For Caitlin Clark, her groundbreaking initiative is more than just a career milestone. It's a game changer for the WNBA and women's sports as a whole. By using her platform to lift others up, she's setting a new standard for what athletes can achieve both on and off the court. Clark is thinking about the long-term future of the sport, and her leadership will undoubtedly have a lasting impact. Together, Reese and Clark represent the future of the WNBA, a future that is competitive, dynamic, and full of possibility. Their rivalry, both on and off the court, is just getting started, and fans are eagerly awaiting what comes next. But one thing is certain, both players are changing the game in ways that will be felt for years to come.